Well, hello, good evening, and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the show this evening. Tonight is two of the finest individuals ever to come out the northwest of the city of Glasgow. We've been joined by Big Stevie and the Bridge. Evening, gents.
Good evening, Oxshire. How are you? And how's my fellow Drumchapel man, the Bridge man, the real deal?
The real deal. Good evening to yourself, Oxshire, and of course, Big Stevie with the drum. A stellar guy for Drumchapel. I would say a stellar guy. Good evening to everybody, and obviously techie boys in the background. Good evening.
Drumchapel, a safer place tonight. We used to be on the show. How we doing, Stevie?
Oh, thank you to Boo, man. The Bears are doing us proud. They're into the last 16 trophy under the belt and catching up in the league. You know, winning our games in hand, but really gone. The big man's got his. Well, we're not playing the greatest of stuff, but the big man's teaching us winning ways. He's teaching us, getting us all that line. And I can't believe it's the same team.
Can I just, in behalf of all the Rangers support, thank you for the job you done at half time. Santa, mate, I was so proud of you.
Santa's no for everybody, as you know. That's brilliant, isn't it? Imagine booing Santa, no matter how bad your team plays. Would you boo Santa? Come on, man.
Brilliant, Bridge, yeah?
Absolutely superb. Superb. Loved it.
We'll talk about the game and get the phone lines opened. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff broken in the football world. No just affecting our club, potentially affecting everybody. But last night's game, look, we know it wasn't a classic, and ultimately you're disappointed we didn't score more goals. But Stevie, it's my third game in 6 days, less than 6 days. And in that, we've got travelling over the nervous in the build-up to a cup final, the aftermath of the cup final. Come on, let's cut the team some slack, eh? Stevie?
100%. Listen, I don't think there's any Bears no going to cut them slack. Surely no. Listen, what they done in Betis, I took it at them, and then they've got. And by the way, Aberdeen rested 8 of their players. By the way, 8 of their players sitting sharp in a life waiting on us on a Sunday. And I'm telling you now that 10 out of 10 for Rangers. They've fought, they've managed to do it. I mean, who'd have thought into the last 16, trophy under our belt and 2 points behind with a game in hand? Come on, man. We need to cut them a bit of slack. They've done everything. The injuries have been unreal and all. We've been shuffling the pack too. You know what I mean? Dujon, let's be honest, Dujon Sterling. I mean, we've came across this. Well, that boy's playing in the middle at Betis, outstanding, playing against Aberdeen, man of the match. I mean, it's unreal. And Glenn's teaching them how to win and get all that line, how to fight and make do with what you've got and just get the sleeves rolled up. And that's what it's all about. I mean, it was never going to be a classic. Aberdeen, I mean, they sit there, those are doing a high ball, high throw into your box, a high ball into your box. It's never going to be a classic final. And then last night, let's be honest, before a ball was kicked, in these conditions, I'd have took 2-0 all day long.
I get it, mate. Bridgeman, obviously for us it wasn't that exciting, but for you it was a classic with 2 goals.
2 goals. 2 Bridgemen. I think, all the words you've said there are absolutely true. The things that I'm quite critical at the moment, not necessarily of our team, but I think St Johnstone, to me, are a team that just don't play football at all. But they like to play the man. They do it a lot. And the fact within 2 minutes, Big John Shooters looked as if he had a broken nose. I don't know if it was broken or not. They had a bad way. That boy backheaded him. And I'm not being funny. That is just dreadful. And I don't know if I ever even spoke to the boy. However, that's the way I saw it. Many tackles, studs showing. Just dreadful tackles. The referee just ignored it. Don Robertson just ignored it. If it's for Rangers, don't bother doing it. That kind of crap. However, we played, as Stevie said, we played on a pitch that was a wee bit tight, and wet rather, and just slippy and so on and so forth. And some of our boys were excellent. I thought a big Lundstrom looked really, really good until he got injured, and then you could see he was hopping a wee bit, and the manager did the right thing and taking him off. Very wise. To John Sterling, well, just as Stevie said, the boy's going to be brilliant for us. If he keeps going the way he's going, just brilliant. And then you boy McCausland. So every Rangers player played his part. No criticism. Even the man I criticised greatly at the start of the season, a big sorry, I can't get it there. What's his name? It was centre forward. God, I can't remember his name now. Big. I can't remember.
You're right, Bridge. I mean, it was a team performance last night. As Stevie said, wasn't it a classic? But yeah, well, the game started no great. And the rhythm got disrupted with the injury. A big shooter with a clash of heads. The guy's he'd went in. Big Johns, I thought he was getting off. It looked that way because it took so long. But he played on and we huffed and puffed. Then Stevie, the 15 minutes in, we start thinking, what's happening here? And Kemat Roof goes off. And we're going to what he's worth to the club and what he's, people say it's the end. I mean, within 6 days, mate, he's earned us a fortune with a goal, and then he's drummed on after the party, and he looked distraught, the boy.
He did the half, Fox. He did the half. I see, because you're at the game, you don't really see what he done when he went up the tunnel, but you can see him take the tap off with a bit of anger. But listen, I've been one of the guys criticising him. I'm only criticising him because you know he's a good player, and we need him on the park. He's the best natural finisher at the club. And man, he's just injury prone. He's made a wee bit. I don't know what the problem was last night. I don't know the full extent of the problem, but it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. But what a start, I mean, that's us down to one striker now. No, where do we go, Ox? What do we do? I mean, January's not that far away, but we've got an important wee run up to January here.
Nothing we can do, mate. We can't worry about it till January, and we've got 4 games to play before then, and we'll see where that takes us, But listen, the manager we think should have started him. Obviously what he wanted to do is he's given him 15, 20 minutes. He maybe wanted to give him a half, maybe 60 minutes. It never worked out. He'll be kicking himself, maybe thinking, well, maybe I should have left him to the last 20 minutes. But hindsight's a wonderful thing. He told you he was never listening again. So we don't know the extent of the injury. We don't know if it's just precautionary. But it looks as if the boy knows his body, Bridge, and he looked as if it was, something that went.
Yeah, and I still don't know what it was. I've looked about 3 times, but I don't know what it was. However, he felt it, and it's sad to see him walking off. I think going through his mind is, I don't think I'm ever going to get back to playing football again full time, and that's what it looked like to me. Saw a guy going off thinking the end of my career here. That's, I think, it's sad for Rangers because he was one of the better centre halves that we've got, if not the better centre half.
Centre forward, you mean?
Centre forward, of course. Apologies, I'm centre half in the brain, isn't I? Centre forward, of course. But others are busy.
He's a natural finisher. Yeah. His goals per minute is frightening, but value for cash. Well, there's 2 sides to that value for cash, Davey. His goals have been priceless for us at times. We just don't have him on the pitch often enough.
I mean, he pops up with a winner, doesn't he? And bet us. Much was that goal worth to us? I mean, what did we count the other night when we were talking? Much did that goal get us? That won the group. It gets you a 3 points. It gets you so many goals. I mean, the money on that one goal alone, Listen, he's a fantastic player and he's frustrating. He's obviously frustrated himself, the boy. He doesn't want to be in the predicament he's in. But as Rangers fans, sometimes my back's against the wall and we're depending on guys like him. And it's just not happening, And we're in a good place now, and can you imagine we weren't in a good place and he done that last night? I mean, come on, man, I don't know. The big man no mentioning in his interview last night after the game, the extent of it, or a press of the day, anything like that, no?
No press of the day, mate. There'll not be a press of the day. Well, tomorrow, obviously, for Sunday's game, you know.
Maybe not TV or something. No, somebody no help anything.
Nothing, mate.
What's
nothing.
Nothing,
Need to get it checked out, wouldn't they? Whatever it is, you know, you'll maybe hear tomorrow. But the initial thoughts were it didn't look good. So, Big Dessers comes on for him, who ultimately was well involved in the match, and then we huffed and puffed, and we gets a goal. Another assist with Tav, puts the ball out wide, cuts it across, takes out a defender, and Big Dessers comes in and puts it in the net. Stevie boy.
A great finish, by the way. Don't take away the fact that, I mean, it was a great ball for Tav, let's be honest, that skid it perfectly for the big one, but he still got to tuck that away, and he did. And then, as you said, you're talking about assists there with Tav. It was a big man that got as a penalty for the second, do you know what I mean? So when you're looking at his numbers now, Big Dessers, they're actually not too bad. I mean, I think that's 9 goals, is it?
Something like that. 6 in the league. 6 in the league. Same as the greatest player that's ever played the game. The other side of the city, you know. Same number of goals. League goals. So we gets the goal, and then there's we huffed and puffed, and then there was the tackle bridge. The boy miscontrolled it. I've given my thoughts last night. Total lack of control. I don't think there was any malice. I think it was just a stupid tackle, but it's a red card all day long because of the way he's caught him, you know.
Okay, I'll take your word for what you're saying. Personally, I don't think that's the case. I think it was deliberate. I think it reminded me of Alloa when we played Alloa a couple of times. All he did was just cut everything above the grass, just take players out, and that's just what it looked like last night. They were doing it. That boy that did it and got sent off, he might be quite unfortunate to a certain extent because there was other players in the St Johnstone team were worse than them, worse than what he did, in my opinion. That was a shocking tackle. There was absolutely no need to do that. No need at all. It's not as if Lundstrom was coming in and booting the ball or booting him. No. Ball was gone. Simple as that. Gone. And there's no need for it. And I take my hat off to VAR because they got themselves involved in that. And I've seen many other things going on that VAR didn't get involved with.
My problem with that is, Bridgman, that's what referees are doing now. That should have been a red card.
100%.
Confirmed by VAR. Yeah, what the referee's doing there is a cop-out, in my opinion. Because ultimately, if that's his decision, what the VAR saying to him, hold you, mate, you got that right. You get that serious foul play or that bad challenge rang, Stevie, and he's using VAR to get out of jail. Yeah?
How the referee, for me, how Don Roberts has not sent a boy straight off without VAR is beyond me. Listen, I'm with you on the tackle. I don't think the boy meant to go out and hurt him, but he's caught him, and it's a straight red card all day long. And how Don Robertson's not sent the boy straight right away is an absolute joke. He's waiting to VAR, then tells him, oh, you've missed that, basically. How can he miss that? Look at his positioning. And I just think it's an absolute joke. It is. It's a straight red all day long. There shouldn't have been any ifs, buts or maybes about it. And can I just say something? I agree with Bridge, obviously, to an extent. That one, the boy gets sent off. I think the boy was no malice. He's made an error, and it's a straight red all day long. But see, the other one, the other tackle, I can't even mind it. It was a young boy, I think. The other tackle, oh man, that boy knew exactly what he was doing, and he tried to get injured. The big man, you know what I mean? So for me, that Bridge the opposite way about. For me, I think that boy was I don't think he meant anything by it, and he's just been unlucky and went right through and caught him. But it's a straight all day long, and Don Robertson's an absolute joke.
Look, I sympathise with what you're saying, but I think, in all honesty, I think they're playing to orders. and the orders are go in and don't pull out of anything, just straight through them.
But should that not be your orders up as a pro or at any decent level of football, Pritch? You don't pull out anything, do you?
When you see you're late.
The boy. If I'm being honest, Pritch, it's only my opinion. You're entitled to yours. It all happened because the boy miscontrolled it.
Correct. And there's no way you should chase it. No way you should chase it. It's as far as the possession of the ball is gone, just gone. And he went in there and he followed whole weight. So he's off. First of all, he's off the ground, and then he's on the ground sliding.
Well, that's how it's a red card. That's how it's a red card. Because the frustration of the miscontrolling. We've all done it. It happened to me once. I miscontrolled it, Stevie. But listen, so he gets sent off. We're thinking, right, this could be, Stevie, you must have been thinking the same as me. This could be 5 or 6 here, yeah?
Yep. I think everybody was feeling this thing. Yep.
Aye. And then, obviously, the first half petered out. The second half started. What a wee boost when Cantwell came on. A wee bit more energy, even though I thought he looked as if for a minute he'd got hurt. But we huffed and puffed, and we weren't great. We had opportunities, and we didn't move the ball quick enough. We made the wrong passes collectively. There'll be people that other people didn't think were up to the mark, but collectively we didn't do it right, and then we get the penalty. A nice ball for Dow to Dessers. He just nips it away for the goal. The goal just touches him. We get our 9th penalty of the season just to catch up on the team who'd never get any penalties. They've had 9 this season, just for the record, no. Just in case anybody's listening. I'm told yesterday it was 9-8, Stevie. You wouldn't know that, would you?
No, you would actually think it's the opposite way about. But we all know they're propaganda stunts. We all know the media and the left wing media is way them on about. They make it out as if Rangers are getting some advantages off referees. Deary me. No, I'd love to look at Ox. Do you know what I'd love to know? Every time.
Remember what you want to look at. This is a family show. We can't discuss that on here.
Oh, see the time at the end of the games, how many minutes they've had and how many minutes we've had. I mean, at the end of every game, whether they're drawn or they're getting beat, they always get 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes.
It seems that way, mate. At Kamara, I think it went to 11, didn't it? But anyway, enough about them. They can't count to 9,
Aye, but it's deflect all the time, innit? It's propaganda stunts. Rangers have got another penalty. Wait a minute, you just get better penalties than us. What are you talking about?
Correct. Just because somebody says it must be true,
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But look, Bridgeman, so we get the penalty 2-0. You're still hoping we could go and get another couple of goals, A, for the fans that's in the stadium, B, for our goal difference as a team, and just maybe to give some players confidence. But we never. But we'd have took 2-0 in the circumstances all day long, Bridgeman.
Oh, yes. As you know, the Bridgeman here, I would have accepted the 1-0. They'd done me, just get me the 3 points, But yeah, 2-0. We should have scored. I don't even know if that team actually got I don't even know if they had a shot on target. I don't think Butland did anything at all other than to pick the ball up behind the goal, with a goal kick from I just don't remember them getting a shot at goal. And I'm not being funny. Maybe you guys could tell us different, but I just don't see it. We were so far ahead. I don't know the percentage was. I would imagine it's somewhere close to 90% possession we had. And if you get 90% possession, you should be scoring probably 3 or 4 goals. And to me, that's a minimum. But hats off to them. They headed every ball that came in, and they booted it away, and they brown-staffed them, and all the things that luck requires. Their goalkeeper in an outstanding game for me. But for goodness sake, Rangers, get the ball in the net. That's all I was shouting at them. Just get the ball in the net.
Aye. They took it in the circumstances, Stevie. They took it before the game, but when we get the goal, when they go down to 10 men, you're hoping that we push on, but we never. So the Dessers will grab the headlines for his goal and his assist. Arguably, I don't know if he was our best player. I think McCausland last night, Stevie.
Aye. By the way, I thought Connor Golson swept up a lot at the back. I thought he tidied up a lot of things any time the ball came back. I think he only made one mistake, if I can recollect. But can I just say, Alan Moore was the referee last night. I kept saying Don Robertson because of the cup final. That's what happens. And I nearly forgot, by the way. Can I just tell my good friend Robert for East End of Glasgow, I tried a curry pie, and my God, they're sensational. Absolutely sensational. So that's me now. I'll get a wee half a dozen of them every time I go to Ibrox. Absolutely. No, Robert Gibb put me on the QT. He said, try a curry pie, big, and I'm telling you now, oh my God, me wee. Absolutely. Yes.
Well done, Steve.
Yep. And normally I don't eat the crust. Normally I rip the crust. It was absolutely sensational, Bridge, man. With a wee curry
Anyway,
pie.
we've also been joined by our Juicy, who skipped in late. Evening, Juicy.
Juicy boy.
Good evening, friends. How are you all?
Hi,
Good, mate. How's your good self, mate?
Oh, well, of course, really enjoying life as a Rangers fan at the moment. But the last week has just been a mere hors d'oeuvre for the main events to come, my friends. There's so much more on offer for us. It's only just begun.
It's always food when you're on, Steve, innit? You notice that?
Listen, get to the other side of 50, mate. It's all you care about. It's good grub steaks. Can I just say, Juicy, can I ask you a question? So that's the first time I think I've been on with you, Juicy, right? Who would have thought the Bears? Who would have thought the Bears would have been in the last 16 of the Europa League, a cup under their belt, and only 2 points behind in the league in the last, 2-3 weeks? Absolutely nuts, isn't it? Crazy.
When you look at the fact that we had a used car salesman posing as our manager, I think we just envisaged.
The belt, Juicy.
I know. Car salesman. I apologise to everyone out there that's cars for a living. I'm sure you're all good at it. But he was posing as one of you, and he was also posing as a football manager. And in all seriousness, because I am still being serious there, I just wanted to see some level of improvement, Big Stevie. And I think we've got to be happy that we've seen a lot more than that. The same group of players, okay, they still have issues of injury and there's still a lot of improvement on that front. We know that, we realise that. But what he's done from a man management and squad management point of view, boys, it's beyond what we really thought was possible. And, we've put pressure on in the league as well, and winning matches in Europe, which we won the ones that we wouldn't have thought we wouldn't have won, and we lost the ones and drew the ones we thought we should have won. But it all worked out okay in the end, Ox.
See, Ox, no, you asked us the question, did we cut the Bears a bit of slack for their performance last night? I think Juicy could only agree. We've got to cut them a bit of slack. After a final on Sunday and gone to Betis away in Spain, the weather changes, everything had gone with injuries a whole lot. We've got to cut the Bears a bit of slack here, man. Come on. Oh, we all know the performances aren't great. We get it. But we all, before a ball was kicked, would have took it. The way it's panned out, we would have took it in a heartbeat. Every single bear. Betis 3-2, a cup win under your belt. Aberdeen resting 8 players waiting on you. And all right, the performance last night, we all thought when they went a man down, we were going to run riot, and it didn't happen. So sometimes it's harder to play against the 10 men.
They just get deeper and deeper, Steve, yeah.
That's all the day, Ox. And let's be honest, some of the teams couldn't get any deeper. They'd be playing in the goal line, wouldn't they?
Aye. I'll be honest with you, only my opinion. They're the worst team I've seen all season. And that performance last night, I I thought they were awful, even with 11 men when we started the game. I thought their shape, what they were trying to achieve. Now I think to myself, maybe this Derek Adams has got a point, bitch. You know?
It's the truth. It's the
I'm
truth.
sorry.
Yeah, it's the truth. The man was right. Like St Johnson are at the moment under big Philippi Hearts. They're doing quite well as far as getting goals and points. But really and truly, they didn't. If you'd have said it was a boxing match, they never let it go, other than through nefarious ways, fouling and kicking and scratching and God knows what. But really and truly, they were just not on the same wavelength as us as far as football's concerned. They were completely outplayed, completely outfoxed and outfought when it comes to defending the ball. However, their defence versus our attack, I'm afraid they came out on top there for a big chunk of the game because they were playing some like 10 men inside their own 6-yard line, to be honest.
Right, Juicy Boy, we better get his phone lines opened, eh?
Absolutely.
You know. And then I'm interested for the boys, but we want to hear your take on what's happened last week. Right, let's hear from these.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
We need you to phone in to make this show work. We need you to phone in.
I was just going to say, it'd be interesting to hear if Barrett's had one of these curry pies or not, because I thought they were outstanding. All I'm going to say is I'm normally a steak pie man, right? But the price of these things, I don't know. Technology's too poor. I mean, you could get in a kebab pie or all. I've seen that, and I thought, well, what do I do? Do I go for it or no? But then you're going, that's £3.50 a pie. What if I take one bite?
Kebab and a pie, the same thing together, mate. That's Hobson's choice for you, isn't it?
Spoiled for choice, Stevie.
Oh, Bridge, man. Bridge, you know yourself, we've been a drum boy out here at Christmas. A lot of people think we eat turkey. It's actually octopus, so we all got a leg each.
Love it.
Aye. It's unreal, man. But anyway, listen, get the bells in. Come on, phone in, geez, a bit of stick. Where's your James for Tennessee and Big Al and that? Come on, where are he? Get him phoning in.
One might still be wanting to work, another one might be in his bed.
What about Denver? What's his time?
Oh, he's retired. He's retired, Denver, isn't he? Aye, Denver. Oh, that was great to hear for Denver. It wasn't nice to hear what he'd been through, but it was fantastic to hear for Denver. You know, as we build up to the festival, it was great to hear for Denver. Some tremendous people on the show. Juicy. The last 6 days has been a roller coaster. 3 wins, a cup, last 16 of Europe. First time we've won in Spain against a Spanish team. We're now the form team in the league. We won our game in hand. We go a point clear. Juicy. We've been critical of the team, but wow.
You give the criticisms. You've also got to give the credit, Ox, and they certainly deserve that. And we know what we're going to get from SPFL matches. You know, the way teams set up against us, St Johnstone, absolutely awful to watch. The game against the Sheep at the weekend, absolutely awful to watch. And throughout all the many years of watching Rangers sides, better Rangers sides than this one, they've had to go through the same kind of matches. Sometimes you can get an early goal and then you can get a second goal and then you can really pump a few teams. But it doesn't always happen that way. And I know we can get a bit frustrated with that. As you guys were saying just before I came on, 2-0 victory is still good enough, especially when you consider that's 3 games in 6 days, guys. And he's having to rotate the squad there. And of course, we lost a couple more players with injury. And unfortunately, that's part of the course with us at the moment, Ox. But from a result standpoint, it's everything that you would have wanted. And, we played some really good football over in Spain against a decent La Liga side, and that we absolutely scunnered them by beating them. they beat us, but they were very confident, and they were. I was reading some of the Spanish papers and news articles in the last few days. They're gutted over that, and it shows you how big it.
Hello.
Somebody watch the TV, or are you just placing an order, Stevie?
Yeah. I don't know. She was on there, and then I don't know what happened. What happened there?
I think he was making a speech just saying that his telly came on and he was getting some background noise. I'm sure he'll be back with us in a minute. The best result was fabulous. Fabulous, Stevie. Yeah?
Oh, unreal. Unreal, by the way. And 10 out of 10. Marvellous Rangers support him earlier. They fought their own section, and they were everywhere in that stadium, Ox. Absolutely everywhere. And not one bit of trouble. Not one bit of trouble reported. 10 out of 10 to the Bears. Sang their whole way through that game, and the Teddy Bears put on a show for them. Let's be honest. I'm Big Dez's worst critic. I give Big Dez's a tight. But I'll tell you right now, see if Ronaldo sold the two boys a dummy like that and stuck it through the keeper's legs, you'd be seeing it morning, noon and night. The big, you've got to give credit when it's true, what you're talking about there, and you've got to give Big Deserts a bit of joy. That was excellent play for the throw-in, the wee cheeky man too, and the bottom was on, what a bottom, but he's still in millions today, Ox. And he's turned the two boys, sold them a dummy, and stuck it through the keeper's legs. Unbelievable. What a goal, man. And you've got
by the way, he nearly done it again on Sunday.
He nearly done it again, and it hurt the keepers. I think it hurt the keepers through their head, if I can remember right. So he'd really done the same thing again. He's getting better, mate. And you've got to look at his numbers. I think he's got 9, as I said. Is it 6 in the league, you said? Yeah, there you go. Look at his numbers and look at people running about him. We've given him stick for that. And the other people at the east end of the city talking about the greatest player in the world, who you can get his legs and his passport photo. You all know who I'm talking about.
Aye. Big man's improving. He's improving. I mean, his touch is never going to be the greatest, but he's getting involved and he seems more aware. And by the way, he seems like a real genuine bloke, doesn't he? He seems like a real genuine bloke, Like myself, a gentleman.
Hello?
Evening, Joanna. How are you doing? Joanne, how are you doing?
Joanna.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Bridgeman and Stevie with the drums and Juicy and Fox in the background, and I already spoke to Terry, so hello everybody.
Big good evening to you. Big good evening to you.
I just have a question, and it's not about the Johnstone game. I haven't heard anybody talking about that at the cup final, the last kind of 10, 20 minutes, that they throw Balogun to the net.
The last couple of minutes. I think it actually happened in injury time, didn't it?
Was it?
I think it was actually injury time.
I think it was just before.
That's Stramash happened. Stramash, as we would know it, an older generation. What's your point, Joanna?
I just want to know what happened there, because I think,
You're asking the wrong one. I'd my head, my horns. Stevie.
I would give it another penalty or something, and then another goal.
It was in the wrong end of the box for that to happen, Joe. Not to be the other end. Stevie?
I was just surprised.
Oh, Joanna, I had my head inside my jersey and I was panicking. My boy had honestly, I was rattling. I'm going, what is it, blew the whistle yet? How long's left? I was a bag of nerves then. But listen, I don't know what happened myself. I think they were actually arguing over a curry pie. There you go. I don't know, Hen. I really don't know what happened, but it was handbags at 50 paces, wasn't it? They were all having a wee pop at each other, a wee niggle, you know. Aberdeen players can't handle the fact that we were winning.
And Big Jack had the ball in his hands. Bridgeman.
I like that. Jack had the ball in his hands. Fully involved, you know. I like that. Now, I think that incident, there could have been other two sending offs in that incident, to be perfectly honest, for Aberdeen. They just seemed to lose it up. They were blaming Butland in it originally, and then somehow or other, the Balogun became the target, and he ended up. I think it was who's the wee centre forward for Aberdeen. I can't remember his name, but he's a wee.
Bielski?
No, the other guy. Right, come on, second half.
Duke,
yes. See, he did a bit of barging, and he could quite easily have seen a red card. There was a couple of them there. They originally blamed Butland, but then found out Butland's actually lying there with the ball in his hands. So they can't blame him. Yeah. Just weird stuff. But they're untrustworthy anyway, these people. They're not going to tell you, they're not going to show you. There was 8 of them trying to go into 2 Rangers players until such times I get filled up. And then it was just ended. I'm not keen on them the way they do it, and a referee lost the plot. That was Don Robertson at his best. No decision's the best thing to do here. No decision.
I think it was, to be honest with you, I think it was something and nothing really. You know, something that happens at the end of a game and people get frustrated. Nothing really. Actually, something happened, but nothing really happened, if I'm being honest, Joanna. Because actually, ultimately, Jack Butland did the ball. That was it.
Of course. Because we have Jack Butland.
He's been fabulous for us, Joanna.
I know. What a goalkeeper we have. I know. But by the way, that striker from Aberdeen, I heard someone, I think it was Big Al, mentioning that if we should be looking at that striker. I don't agree with that. I think he should stay in Aberdeen.
That's it.
Big Jack, I think you should try and turn yourself out a wee bit better, look a bit smarter, Stevie. What do you think?
Who?
Big Jack, you know, bit more meal grooming before he goes on the park, maybe get himself smarter.
Aye, by the way, all the birds love him. Right now, Joanna, do you know his song? Super Jack Butland and go.
Butland and go.
I tell you what, she was a lot better at that than you were, Stevie.
I
was almost kicked out from a pub because I was singing the song, so yeah, I know the song.
What pub was that?
Just one near my house.
All right, okay. We'll not go into too much detail then. Right, aye, Big Butland's been brilliant, Stevie, yeah? Brilliant signing. Another clean sheet last night.
Yep, another clean sheet last night. Listen, the big man's got the club at heart. He's got the bug, and he's been sensational, by the way. He's pulled off some really wonder saves for us. I think he breeds confidence in the defence. The defence know they've got a guy like that behind them. And let's be honest, Aberdeen's tactics, long throw in, high throw into our balls, high ball into the air. And for a guy to come out and command the way he does, it just reassures everybody, doesn't it?
Bridgeman, he's been the pick of the signing so far, you know.
Well, he's been we use a 4-letter word, he's been a star. Absolute star for us. And he's made a lot of folk think that we didn't want Alan McGregor. I'm one of them, maybe. I didn't want Alan McGregor to end the people. I mean, but Butler's come in and he's done tremendous stuff for us. Great saves, helped in the European area, some smashing stuff. And I think he's got Rangers. He's been bitten by the Rangers bug. And I think we should get him signed up for another extension of his contract. If not before the end of the year, certainly before the end of the season, because people will be coming in. If they see him the way he's playing, they'll be coming in, because there's a few Premier League teams could do with a goalkeeper like that. That's for sure. Superb player, superb.
Aye, I think that was his 13th clean sheet or something in the season, you know. And He's been excellent for us, you know, and all right, he's lost goals, but I can't remember him really being at fault. He's made some great saves. He comes and takes crosses. He's been excellent. What have you made of the last week, Joanna? The last week?
Oh, that's what I was saying to Terry. I don't know how to feel. I feel like I'm walking on air, and I'm sure you guys have more experience than me because you've just been around more than me, but I just feel like, I don't know. I'm over the moon. That's what I was saying.
Bridge, no me, no.
You guys know excited because I was even telling the guys in the chat that why you guys are so quiet.
It's always Blue gets them excited, even on medication. Stevie?
I'm very excited, Joanna, the way the Rangers are playing. I mean, I can't wait to Big Phil can get a wee bit of cash in his pocket and go and get some of his own players to see what that can really do for us. You know, I mean, he's getting a tune out of these guys. This is Michael Beale's team, and they were on their hands and knees till that guy come through the door. And whatever seed he's planting or whatever story he's talking about, my God, what a tune he's getting at them now. He's learning them how to fight, and they're a real hard team to beat now. So they are. And it's, I'm really excited, absolutely.
Bridgeman?
Yeah, I agree with Stevie there and Joanne before. The Rangers have turned out to be a different team in a very, very short space of time. You know, it's not even 3 months that the manager's in. So he's turned things around in many ways. You could hear it last night. People were praising Dessers, which they hadn't been doing before. And Dessers was a joke, supposed to be a centre forward. And then he comes out and he scored a lovely goal last night as well. Absolutely super stuff, you know. So that's going to do his confidence the world of good. And I hope so. I hope it keeps going. I just wish the confidence could run into Big Lammers. But Lammers get a bit of confidence because he looks as if he's got a wee bit of style to be able to play. But my goodness, he ends up tying himself in knots in his line. However, I'm delighted the way the manager's going. And Rangers will just keep pumping on as far as I'm concerned. Just keep going and fight all the way. And won't be far away at the end. Won't be.
Yeah, I read today that's Philip Clement got the best at the moment. 80% of his games he's won. It's the best stats ever as a Rangers manager. I know it's only over a short period, but this was over 10 games or more. You know, so he's ahead of some illustrious names. You know, 80% of matches he's won. It's fantastic, Stevie. Yeah,
unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know, he keeps talking about the story. I just can't wait the next chapter. I really can't. He's come in, he's rejuvenated, he's man management. You see him flinging arms around people coming on and off the park. He's got them playing. I can see a togetherness again with the team. I just think what he says and the way he handles himself in the media, 10 out of 10 for me, man. It really is. I'm on the train with the big one. And as I said, I just can't wait till he spends a few bob and brings... I mean, Belgium and France, he's been kicking about good leagues for a wee while. He must know some really good, talented players, you know. So it's exciting times, Ox. It really is exciting.
Yeah. You seem really positive, Joanne, about the turnaround. It's happened quicker than I think most people would have imagined.
I wish I could have seen that last season as well. Imagine that, but it's happening now, and we need to enjoy it, in my opinion. And I think Bridgman is right about Lammers. Maybe we just need to hype him up or get him really angry, and then he starts scoring goals. Maybe Southside can help with that.
I think Dessers scores more than Southside does.
Sorry?
I think Dessers scores more than Southside does, Stevie.
Can I just say something? Anyway, South, he gets absolute some stick. Well, the Lammers carry on. I'll tell you. Look, the boy's trying too hard, I think, right? He's trying too hard. But his decision making at times for me is really crucifying me. You know, he's never going to get the goal to get the monkey off his back. He's always going to be having to dictate the play and do good things in a game. But he's just trying too hard. For me, if I was Big Phil, I know he can't do it now with the injuries and everything we're going on now, but I just think the boy needs a wee rest at the team and then come back fresh at some point and hopefully can kick on again. I just think he's trying too hard, I really do, and it's just no coming off for him, and he's tripping our balls and his decision making's wrong, and you know, he maybe beat one player and he might try to beat another and he doesn't make it, and it's just not happening for the boy now. And there is a player in there. I can see why Southside's saying what he's saying, but you can only say it for so long and then you begin to look stupid. I mean, last night again, I've got to say, as much as I would have took 2-0, and you've got to keep cutting them a bit of slack what they've done the last 10 days, but again, it was a great performance for some of the players, especially Lammers. For me, it was there. It just was there for me, you know, for the boy.
Aye, he doesn't stamp his, well, be kind to him, he doesn't stamp his authority on the game as a playmaker, you know, but hopefully he can kick on as well, because we need other players. With the injuries we're getting, Joanna,
I know. Like, I'm not very, very surprised about Roof injury, because Roof has been injured for so long. So it's kind of... Although I have to say, he has been playing for, like, a few games for us. So he has been there for more than usual. Because normally he just plays 1 game or 2 games and then he's out. So now he's kind of playing more than 1 or 2. And... like, he had that big goal for Real Betis, so he's kind of making up his injury time when he scores those goals. And then now Lundstrom as well. I thought he was okay because he was playing for like 10 minutes before he went off.
It might have just been to get in the dressing room, you sit down, it blows up, something blows up, then you have to deal with it, you know, swells up or whatever, you know. Because it was a nasty thud he got, I would say, maybe on his ankle stroke calf, Stevie, yeah?
Aye. Listen, Big Looney's no one for getting done easy, you know, he did catch a badge, and listen, you know, like Mara, I think some of them are, I mean, Roof's made a Weetabix, let's be honest. He just crumbled, the boys, you know, we all want the boy. Roof and guys like Tom Lawrence, they're 2 great players, but they're absolutely no good to us sitting in the stand. No good to us. And that's the whole truth of the matter. I mean, you'll tell me that Roof, his numbers are great for the minutes per on the park and what he's done is great, but we need him all the time, Ox. More so than now with what's going on. Guys, great.
He's got 6 months. He's got 6 months left to his contract, you know. I'll be very shocked if he's still here at the start of next season, you know. And it'll always be Bridgeman, a case of it could have been McKeema Roofer.
Yeah, indeed. He gave us some great goals, you know, that one.
That goal in Belgium.
You know? Aye, just wonderful stuff, you know. And he's been there, he's been our main attacker sometimes and carried the club forward. So I don't want to blame him too much. He's obviously picked up a number of injuries and he's never been able to get them resolved. And I think for Kemar Roof, and probably for all the Rangers fans now, the end of the season can't come quick enough to let the boy go. And put him, he maybe even tell him in January, I won't find a club. Because it is what Big Stevie said, it's a sin, but he needs to be available to play. And when he does play, he must be able to stay on the park. And that's not happening, and it doesn't seem to be anyway. So I think it might be could quite easily say, coming the end of the road for him, it's the end of next summer, I think it is, and that might happen in January. So the manager's got to watch all these things. However, if he's injured, the manager's not going to try and get rid of him if he's injured, but to stand by him that way. But I think I feel sorry for Tamir Roof. I really do. I think it's a real sin. I love the way he could score goals for us. I love the way he barged into people without killing them. So he had a lot of subtlety about his play. And one of the goals he scored, I saw him hitting the ball and I thought, how did he get to that ball? You know, it's like he bent his leg round the defender. Fantastic stuff. And I'm really sorry for him. But, as we said, he needs to be there. We need somebody to be there all the time, constantly. And as far as Lammers is concerned, may I say, the last thing I'll say about him, he needs to quickly, very quickly, if he wants to play with Rangers, he needs to very quickly get to grip and no give the ball away. Don't give the ball away. Put it out of the park if you want, but don't give it away because people pick it up and run past you, and then you're gone. That's exactly what's happened to that boy. Every time he tries to touch the ball, it goes wrong. That's what it looks like.
Lammers never passed the ball to a Rangers player, by the way. Not that I can see anyway.
Oh, yeah, right. I'm saying that every time he tries to, it doesn't seem to come off. And he ends up literally giving the ball away. Hence the reason why I say I would rather he had a shot at goal and it went miles over the top or kick out of the park or for a throw in, anything like that. But don't just give the ball away, please. Because when you lose the ball, you're surrounded by tight defenders. There's 3 or 4 of them going to break away with the ball and be able to sort of make some progress up the park, which doesn't do us any good. I'd like to see him just stopping that. Maybe too quick in the brain for him. So.
Listen, look, hopefully we're going to need him. You know, it's part of the squad and we're doing to the bare bones, but it looks like, you know, and we hope that our initial thoughts on Lundstrom and Ruth are wrong and we get some good news tomorrow. But Stevie, I'm fearing the worst for both of them, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I was just going to say to you, what's Kemar Roof on? What kind of wage is he on? 30 grand a week? Well, you know, mate, it's a lot of money for the performance. Many times we've seen the boy in the park. And Tom Lawrence is basically the same. Mate, I would rather have 2 young fit boys out there trying their hardest, playing football every week and doing the business for us than 2 great football players, finishers that we need on the park. You just can't get them. They're no good to sitting in the stand, mate. It's as plain as simple as that.
The last 2 seasons, the 2 of them, I'll check it out when we'll up to the tune, but you're right.
I sound a bit ruthless there saying that about the 2 boys. I don't like saying it about them. I want them on the park. But, mate, you've got to be honest. We playing for 30 grand a week. We've hardly seen them. I would rather have a guy like Lawrence, who's a wee guy for Hearts. I would rather have him putting his money towards him, getting him and letting him play. I mean, I know everything's a gamble. I know anybody can get injured. I get that, but my God, the amount of injuries these 2 boys get and the amount of time they've played in the park for us, it's frightening for the wage they're picking up. It really is. I mean,
I'll give you Kemar Roofs and then I'll give you Tom Lawrence just before we get ready to go to the tune. In the last 2 seasons, this season and last season, so the whole last season and sort of half of this season, Kemar Roof has started 7 games and come on as substitute 14 times. Yeah, he's actually got 4 goals. Last season he never started a game and managed to score 2 goals, which is remarkable, really. You know, even the season before that, when we went to Seville, he only started 9 league games. You know, 12 as a sub, and a total of 17 starts and 19 substitutes appearances, but he scored 16 goals. You know, his best season was the 55 season, his first season at the club. He started a total of 25 games with 11 as sub And remember how many games we played that year, so even then he still missed about 50% of the fixtures. But in the last year and a half, 7 games, 14 is sub. That's Kemar Roof, and I'll give you Tom Lawrence, Stevie. Yes, I know you're interested. But he's been raised for about the same time, that year and a half.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Tom has started 13 games, 7 substitute appearances.
Mate, bind their 2 wages, what they get. Say Roof's 30 and say Tom Lawrence is even 25. That's 55,000 a week. For their numbers. Come on, man. There's boys out there would fight to get on the Rangers team. Fight and die. Fight and die. Never know. These guys.
Somebody's asked me to check Ryan Jack's out. I can't take any more.
Well said, Oxshire.
I might as well, but just to cheer us all up. I mean, these are players we like. That's the sad indictment. We know they've got ability. And we know that Ryan Jack's been a good player for us. But the last year and a half in the same period, Ryan Jack, nowhere near as bad as the other boys. He started 35 games and 17 as sub. So he's nowhere near in the same category as him. But anyway. We digress, Pitman.
Aye. I'm not even going to get into Ryan Jack thing, but the one thing I will say about him, he's starting to sicken me. He's always injured for Rangers, but when it comes to Scotland, he's available, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not here tonight. The team's playing well. Big Clement's got the pool doing what they should have been doing, but it's just unfortunate we're getting all these injuries. But guys like that, come on, man. Young boys like Bailey Rice are sitting there with fire in his belly full of vinegar.
The manager's telling you he's not ready, isn't he? He told you straight, didn't he?
Aye, more or less, aye. But I mean, come on. If you try to tell me Bailey Rice couldn't do what Lammers has been doing, come on, you've got to be honest. I know if the manager's telling me he's not ready, that's good enough for me.
Uncle Ben's Rice could do what Lammers has been doing.
Aye. But listen, the manager's got everything right so far, isn't he? So I'm not going to question that. But come on, what I'm more questioning is guys like Roof and Lawrence and them picking up wages that they're picking up, numbers that they've given.
Injuries, I suppose it's injuries part of the game, last
time. But there's so many players injured just now.
Aye, it's a big part of the game.
Too many.
Can I ask you this question? How much of these injuries, Tom Lawrence and Kemar Roof, do you think any of them are? How many of them do you think's legit? How many of these injuries?
All of them.
Really?
Aye.
Do you think they've been at? No. Do you not think they've been at it with any of them at all?
No. Don't believe that for a minute, mate. I don't think very difficult with scans and all that. Yeah, no. They'll see muscle stuff. They'll see bruising. It's not like the old days. Like, these guys that maybe say they've got a forward back and can't drive a forklift,
Listen, mate, I know the script. I was a boy and I played from 10 in the morning to 10 at night. The street lights come on. Your mum and dad were shouting at a veranda. You got up the stairs. You were playing morning, noon and night. Can I say something? I'm flinging my hat in the ring and I'm going to turn around and say that no of the injuries are genuine. I think they've picked and choose some of them. Maybe under because the management at the time was they getting it right, or they weren't in favour, or they threw the rattle at the pram or whatever. But no way is all the injuries, Jen. No way. The whole time that they two boys have been here, absolutely, for me. And anybody wants to come on and have their opinion and say, no, Stevie, you're wrong, whatever. I've got my opinion, they've got theirs. All I know is I would fight and die to wear that jersey, like many thousands out there. And these boys are, they're at it, 30 grand a week. 30 grand a week.
Stevie with a drum.
Bold statement. Bold statement. The money does come into it if you get somebody hits your ankle and rattles your ankle. I mean, some of them have been bizarre. When Keemar fell in the mud and done his shoulder and dislocated his shoulder, that was bizarre. You know?
Hell, at Hampden Park.
Aye,
A month back.
even that day, he scored the winner.
Listen, look, we all want we all want Keemar
Right,
Roof.
enough for you. Enough for you. No, I know you've not got a clock in your house, but it's time for a tune.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
All right, Stevie. We've talked about Big Butland. Arguably, the man who got injured last night. Outfield player in the last few weeks, John Lundstrom. You're our most consistent player.
Aye, 100%. Big Looney's come right onto a game. But there again, he's looking for a contract, isn't he? His contract's up, isn't it? So he's looking for another contract, but you've got to hand it to big man. He's been really good. He's been running the midfield for us, and let's just see what the big foul says tomorrow, hopefully, or something, a presser tomorrow, or whatever he's doing, and comes out and tells us it isn't as bad as the first four. The fire's toes and everything are crossed.
The other boy has made a great start to his Rangers career, particularly the results. I mean, that's a boy who played in Betis. He's played in a cup final. He must be pissing himself. Young Ros McCausland.
Oh, definitely. The wee Ulster man. The wee man's for good stock, just let me tell you. And he's only young. He's learning. Gone to Betis, playing in Europe, playing in cup finals. Only adds value to that boy, you know. And I'll tell you now, if we stick with him and no burn the candle out with both ends, maybe give him an odd game, maybe bring him on as a sub, maybe now and again. I wouldn't constantly run the boy into the ground, but as things are the now, we need him, you know what I mean? But listen, every bit of experience the senior players, the team keeping the young boy right. You know, he is living the dream, Marks. He's living the dream. That young boy's punching himself, as you say.
Did you see some of the photos with the cup last week? He was absolutely delighted, wasn't he?
Unreal. I just remember, I mean, I was there at that end, the corner flag at the Rangers end, get onto the North Stand, and I just seen Big Phil giving him the cup and saying to him, right, son, he really nudged his head and nearly knocked him into the middle of next week. And he said to him, get into that crowd, get out of the crowd of the cup. And the wee man ran out of the cup, one of the ones, whoa, yo, it was brilliant, mate. So, listen, as I said, the young man's he's an Ulster man. He knows what it's all about. And for him just to pull that jersey on, never mind playing cup finals and Europa League games and win them, he's living the dream, mate. Absolute living the dream. And fair play to the young, and I hope it continues. I hope he does well in his career.
Aye, man. He's been good, the boy. I've been good. You know, obviously he's got flaws in his game. Who hasn't he? And he's developing, you know, and he's learning, and he's playing at a different level. So boys, what he's shown is he's got ability. Have you enjoyed young Ross McCausland, Joanna?
Yes, I have. I wanted him to score a goal for Real Betis, but that didn't happen. And it was nice to see that goal for St. Johnstone there. It was. I just didn't know why it got disallowed. That goal.
What was that? I missed that last bit.
So I think he scored a goal for St. Johnstone. I think. It was a really good goal, and then I think it was outside or something like that. So that was kind of. But I wanted him to score a goal for Real Betis. I think it would have been like the cherry on top.
Livingston got chopped off for the Davis. I think Dessers fouled the boy, didn't he? Or Dessers was offside.
Aye. It was definitely Livingston. He scored, Joanna, and he got chopped off. He thought that was going to be his first goal. But he scored against Limassol, sure. RS Limassol, and the one each draw. But listen, the young boy's doing us proud. I take it he's ages with yourself, Joanna?
Sorry, what was that?
Ross McCausland is the same age as yourself.
Is he? How old am I, Stevie?
Stephen, you know you never ask a lady the age. Right. Bridgeman, you back with us?
Yes, I'm indeed, pal.
Good, mate. You enjoying young Ross McCausland?
Oh, brilliant to watch. Brilliant to watch. I actually agree with some of the stuff that Stevie was saying about maybe too much sometimes, you know. Need to nurse him a wee bit better. But needs must at the moment. Needs must. Wonderful wee player. Going to be a wee star with a bit of luck. Look at what's happened to him in the last couple of months. He's signed a full-time contract with the Rangers, if you follow me. You know, got a new contract. Here we go. And he's in the first team before you know it. He's playing. He's playing in Europe, and now he's through to the last 16. Dreams come true, don't they? And he's wins a cut. Oh my God! And it gets better and better and better. It's part of the Rangers revolution, by the sound of it.
Ox.
Yes, mate.
How many Ulster men have played for the Bears?
Oh, more than you think, mate. Yeah. More
Really?
than you think. You've the boy Chris Hegarty, Andy Little, just in the immediate past. Stephen Davis, obviously.
Jimmy Nicol, Big McClellan.
Between 20 and 30.
Oh, I think you'd be surprised that would add up to maybe more. But listen, if you give me a few minutes, I can. You know, Bobby Simpson. There's been loads back in the day, mate.
Yeah.
There was loads, and then obviously you had Sam English, but you know that country was set up differently then. I'll see if I can find that for you, Stevie. Yeah.
Aye.
Quite a few anyway, that's for sure. Quite a few.
John McClellan, the Rangers captain.
Big
Aye,
John
well, already
McClellan
seen
played,
him.
absolutely.
Keep up, keep up.
Jimmy Nicholl twice.
Yep. Aye. I like a wee Jimmy Nicholl with my chips, so I do. Brad.
Jimmy Nicholl, you dancer.
Aye. A wee seagull supper and a couple of Jimmy Nicholls. Carry batter.
Oh, you're forgetting you've got Gareth McCauley, and Lee Hodgson, Jordan Thompson, Shane Ferguson, Dean Shields, Andy Mitchell. Oh, God.
That's quite a lot already. That's quite a lot in the very recent future, in the very recent past.
You know, you'd be surprised. You know,
Just shows you the connections there, innit? Just shows you the Ulster connections always been there.
Aye. I tell you what, we've no replaced one of them in our team yet, Stephen Davis, mate. You know, if you think back when he
He still
was
wears,
playing,
isn't he? Still wears.
aye, I know he still weighs, but when he was pulling the strings, mate, league titles, European finals, what a player. At the twilight of his career, I know, even at the peak of his powers. We were unlucky with Stephen Davis with what happened to us. What a player we had, Marons. He would have been one of our all-time greats, in my opinion, Stevie.
Aye. Oh, what a player. I mean, you can't buy experience. He's the most capped British player, isn't he? So, man, I mean, think of the stadium that boy's played in all over the world, you know. What a player on his game, man. What a player. A Rolls Royce of a player. Just a brilliant wee player. He's reading of the game, everything about him. And by the way, a Ranger. He's definitely a Ranger at heart, man. Loved the Rangers. Still there.
Maybe we could get him back.
Is there any news on him?
That's what I mean. Any way we could get him back, you know, we could do with him.
I think my thing is that his rehab's not going as well as they'd hoped, and it's whether it's going to affect his. They're doing everything to make sure he's everything's as good as it can be in his life, never mind football. You know,
It's just to have a guy like that in the building, mate. You can imagine what wee Devo's doing with Ross McCausland and you know, flying an arm with him, telling him watch out for this. This is the best thing to do here. Just keeping the boy right. And see, as a human being, what a genuine, lovely guy Stephen Davis is, and what a pro.
Aye, top man, top player. You know, guy will never. I still think he should have the testimonial. You know, I still think Northern Ireland should have arranged it and played Rangers. Ibrox.
That'd be brilliant.
No?
That would be brilliant. Oh, my house would be mobbed, by the way. My house would be mobbed, or him coming out. That would be absolute. I would just put my house into an Airbnb, by the way. That would be absolutely fantastic. So it would.
Jussie's back with us. All right, Jussie boy.
Hello. Sorry there, I had to just pick up the family.
Yes. Well, you know what to tell them the next time, Jussie, didn't you? You know.
Anyway, James, I'm just gonna keep listening to the show and I'm gonna hang up, okay?
Cheers, Joanna. Cheers. Nice to speak
Thank
to
you
you.
so much
always,
for taking my call.
Bye then.
And remember, we're only 2 points behind now.
Ew.
Just the two.
Good night. Bye-bye now.
Bye
Yep.
then.
Come and join us. 01413561972. Give us your thoughts. Are you happy? Are you unhappy? What do you think of Clermont? 80% win rate, Juicy. 80%.
Well, it's everything you could ask for, and it's the draw against Limassol. Okay, it was poor, but it doesn't mean anything now because we won the group. The draw against the Sheep, a little bit more irritating, but we've kicked on from them. and it's always about improving, isn't it? We haven't, looked like conceding too many goals recently. The quality of the teams we've been playing hasn't been great. It hasn't produced the best football, but we've got a steeliness now about us which we haven't had, Ox, previously, and that's what's good to see. Sometimes you have to get down and dirty to win matches, and get onto that grind, and that's what we're doing. There'll be time for sexy football, boys and girls, but this month, the fixtures we've got left, we've just got to do the business behind it. Just if they were all Bridge fans, we'd be happy.
Can I come in on that?
On you go.
Just to say, I think I was watching the replay, the highlights or something, and I saw when the Canadian boy that played for Scott Arfield on the TV, and I thought to myself, when he left us just at the beginning, just the tail end of last season, I thought we should have brought him in for another season, because he was still obviously very fit and keen and a Ranger at heart. I think he would have been able to do a really good job for us. And, I mean, he'd be able to walk in and out and play in some part of now, I just feel sorry about that. I think that we could have done with, as it's proven out, I think we could have done with Scott Arfield in there. Because he was a smashing wee player. Not the greatest sport player in the whole world, but a smashing wee player and a great servant. And I love this.
I like Scotty in fantastic ways, but he wasn't playing a lot, Briggs, and I think it was time to shake hands and move on. Stevie?
Yeah, I understand that.
As much as I liked him, Stevie?
Yeah. Okay.
I've not really made my mind up about that. Was it the right time for him to go or no? Maybe it was and maybe it wasn't. I'm going to sit in the fence here, Ox. I'm going to sit in the fence because when we weren't doing so good, I don't know many times I thought maybe Arfield might have come on and changed that game. No, I'm pleading the Fifth Amendment. I'm sitting in the fence here, Ox. I don't know. I can't answer that. I really can't answer it. Was it his right time to move on? I can't say I know, mate. Honestly, I couldn't.
I think it was. Juicy?
Well, he was a player that had his fair share of injury woes as well. So it's not like it was a fitness guru that would have been staying. He had his problems as well, didn't he? So I think what we're really needing at the moment is players that got good longevity about them and can keep themselves fit. That being said, he was one of the better attacking midfielders that we had at the club, Ox, and feel like we're lacking that a little bit even now still, because we haven't quite sorted out the number 10 situation. We know Lammers isn't very good, so from that respect, would it have been worth another year? Quite possibly, but would he have just been on the shelf like so many others? Who knows? We'll never know the answer to that. But looking back, Ox, the previous injury record wasn't always available for us.
It was a no for me. You've got to move on sometime. Yeah, same as I think Mike Jack, and I could understand. The reason he would maybe give them the contracts is because of the homegrown rule, Ryan Jack. But as far as what they're doing for their teams and being available, I think it's time to move on. Ryan's in the same boat as Scotty. As much as I've liked him, enjoyed him, great performances, but to shake hands and move on at some point. Rich?
Yeah, I do. It's not hard and fast for me. I just think I saw him on the TV and I thought, my goodness gracious, he's standing there. Why don't we just grab him and kidnap him or get him out back to Ibrox again? Because we've got quite a lot of injuries that we need people to come back onto the park again. And I think he could have been a prime candidate to help us out now and again. That's all I was meaning with that. I don't mean it was definitely end his time with Rangers, but that's for sure. It was coming up quite very soon, if not, it was imminent. So, but I think I said the same about Balogun. I'd like to have kept Balogun the last time we let him go. And before you know it, we've got him back in again. So I think Arfield might have been a similar case like Balogun. And I think he would have, given the situation we've got now, he would have contributed quite a lot and possibly got you a couple of goals. Which is the way he liked to play and get into the box and things like that. So when these guys get fit, I dare say they'll come back in.
Would you give Balogun an hour extension? Is that what you're saying, Bridge?
No, I'm saying last time when we let Balogun go.
He's only got a year, isn't he? His contract's on the summer.
They just brought him back and gave him a year there, you know. And that was fine. But we had lost him for a year. Because
but would you give him another year?
Well, I think I'd wait closer to the end of the season to see how Goldson is handling things. Because I think for him and Goldson are the best central defensive pair by a long way. And I think that and Balogun's big fella, likes to go in, but you know, a season's a long time in football, you know. Anything can happen.
His time in his career as well.
Exactly.
You know, I could understand the rationale. He carried on his form, Stevie. You know, at the end of the season, you give him a year. You know, I can see that.
Well, look, you've got to go by how the boys playing. And Pick Balogun's been outstanding for us. Absolutely outstanding. When he's come on, he was outstanding in the cup final. He was outstanding. He's been absolutely brilliant when he's come on for us. But we know you're not going to get a run out of him. You're not going to get that consistency. We know that. But if you pick and choose what games you're flinging the big man in, he gives it everything. And he loves the club, man. He told you the story when his agent says to him, what about Rangers? He thought, you're kidding me on, you know. He just thought it was a wind-up. And back he came, and he's been brilliant for us. Let's be honest. On his form right now, and the way he's playing, I would give him another year. There you go. And I'm no one for sentiment. Oh, he's a blue nose, keep a hold of him. I'm no one for that. There's guys at the club. There's a right good squad at the club now. I'd be glad to see the backside of. Guys that I just think's taking a wage for. There's guys that are taking wages for nothing. There's guys there that aren't good enough, and there's just there's a skeleton there that you want to keep. But no, when it comes to Big Balogun, on his form right now, is he working another year and coming in as a stopgap for injuries and stuff like that? I think he is.
Aye, I get it. But obviously at his time in his career, 6 months is a long time, innit? You know?
What you don't do is give him 4 years like Goldson and Tam.
Well, the only thing I will say is that's them 2 year into that now at the end of this season, innit?
We've been drumming that for 2 years. It's unreal, innit? We've got a lot of change out of that, haven't we?
You know.
Right, can I come in a wee minute?
Aye.
Just the two chaps you mentioned there, Goldson and Tav. So I think their manager, I don't doubt for a minute he's already doing it, but I don't know what age Tav is, 30, 31 or something, and maybe 29, I don't know, but I think he's about 30. And Goldson's no child either. So this contract that they're on now will definitely be the last they'll get. The Rangers, I'm sure. But I don't know if we're going to end the end replace them. And we should be having people in the club that are ready to walk into Tav's place and Goldson's place, but we ain't got one. That's just a worry for me. Looking forward, and I'm not good at looking forward. That's what I think.
Talking about Tav, a goal, I know it was a penalty kick, and an assist last night. Did you see? These numbers are frightening, aren't they?
Unreal.
Where are we going to get the goals?
Did you see?
He just keeps going, doesn't he? And okay, he's the man that takes the pens, but if you take the pens out, he's still hitting those assists and goals in open play, and that's discounting the free kicks as well. So I've said previously about all the goals he's scored in Europe, especially the run to the final where he was popping up at the back post and scoring just like he did on Sunday. So you know what he does. And Bridge is right. What are we going to do when the man retires or leaves us? Because that is a ridiculous contribution from a right-back position. If it was a striker, it would be unreal. He's now surpassing players like Haitley. He's going to surpass Miller. And you think, this is just unreal.
His numbers are unbelievable. Unbelievable. Stevie?
Listen, I've given him in the neck about defending and sometimes about he doesn't. Listen, I'm just old-fashioned, right? My captains are Richard Goffs and guys like that who would have pinned players up against a wall half time and told them in in certain terms, you're not having a good game, get your finger out, you know. And I just don't see that in James Tavernier. But the game's moved on for then. The game's moved on. And maybe I've been wrong as a captain, but I'm not ashamed to admit that. Maybe he is the modern day captain. Maybe I'm wrong, right? But I'm just used to the old blood and guts captain. He shouts and balls on a part and he demands. But listen, you've got to give Tav credit when it's due. He's a total pro. How he lives away for the game, he's a gentleman. And his numbers on the park are unbelievable. And if any Italian side or French side had a captain for a right back doing what he's doing, Spanish team, German team, doing what he's doing now, it would be all your papers, morning and the night, now your media. Unbelievable numbers. And by the way, I took everything back bad I've said about the guy when he bumped that goal in there on Sunday. See, when I stood with my boy in that terrace and doing the bouncy and watching them going round that park with a tear in my eye, I was like wee Robert. I had tears going down my face. And see, when my boy flung my arms around me and asked, was all right, that's what James Tavernier done. And the boy's absolutely brilliant. And I take everything back. And when he's gone, you don't know what you've got till we've lost it. And that's what's the case it's going to be with Tav. So the boy's done us proud. Look, he's in the Hall of Fame. He's not in the Hall of Fame for nothing. His numbers are absolutely frightening. And the goals he scored, take the penalties away, I think as Bridge says there. Look at the free kicks he scored. Parkhead, Tannadice, whoppers for 30-odd yards. 30-odd yards. He scored headers. He scored tap-ins at the back post. Yeah, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And by the way, James Henry Tavernier, Big Stevie for the drum says no, 110%. He takes everything back what he said, and you're a good captain, son. There you go.
I think he might get a testimonial next season. There you go. End of next season, maybe the start of the following season. I'll be having done 10 years.
Well, it's because they were apologised.
You know, you're right there, a wee bit. I mean, obviously, you had the kebab pie, and then you've had the curry pie, and now you've had the humble pie.
Oh, man, don't. But listen, what a lovely touch as well. While we're on the subject about him being a family man, his wee son and Jimmy Bell's grandson, the two of them are together at a game with a trophy. Absolutely fantastic. And I'm one of the guys that was singing, he's James Tavernier, he makes defenders fear. But by the way, fantastic. Honestly, he's given his money a good night out of, hasn't he?
Aye. Fox was the first one. He fancied him for day one. He said they both had something special about him. Mr. Fox, way back at the start.
Yeah. Speaking of Mr. Fox, can I come in?
Yeah, it's all the timing. The timing, what about that for timing?
I'll tell you what I want to ask the panel. I think that the manager's greatest asset at the present time is his ability to bush fix this Rangers side. Do you know what the word bush fix means? MD? No. Well, I'll tell you what it is. Big Al for Australia would know what I was speaking about. It's the ability to fix machinery in the middle of nowhere when you have no spare parts. And I think that that's what this manager is doing with this team at the present. When things break down, he fashions a part out of the scrap that we've got as a pool and puts it in and gets the machine working again. And I think that's the best attribute that I've seen so far off of this manager. I think we've got a lot more than that to come. I think his ability to pick a player and get them to play in position will really be seen next season. And as I say, bush fix is a strange word, but it applies to this manager. What do you think of that?
Are you talking about sort of the Dijon Sterling thing?
I'm talking about people like Lammers. Right, we don't see what he does in the side, but he helps the machine run. And whether we see the benefits of that standing or watching on the telly doesn't matter. It helps the machine run. He brings in, he swaps about the centre halves when things are suited to make the machine run, and it works for him all the time. And that's a great ability to have. And I'm wondering what other attributes you think this manager has.
Oh, that's a good question, Fox. Just before we take that on the panel, just want your thoughts on James Henry Tavernier.
I've said all I can ever say about James Tavernier, mate. And I was the very first one on here to say, you'll no know what you've got till it's gone. And I still stand by it. Probably the best 300,000 we've ever spent.
Well said, mate. Well said. Yeah, you were way ahead of the curve, mate. Right, so push fix. He's not got all his parts of his machinery, but he's making it work. Juicy Bear.
So kind of like B.A. Baracus in the A-team, how they always used to make something out of nothing when they were stuck in a tight situation. It's the same kind of an analogy. It's difficult when you've got so many injuries, and sometimes a manager has to make brave decisions. And some people were saying that he stumbled across this. I don't think he did stumble across this. When you've got X amount of players injured, you have to start looking at what your other options are going to be in training. So this is clearly something they identified, and he's always had a big, strong presence. In the matches that he's played for us, you could see he's a big guy. Yeah, he needed developing, but this is what a good manager does. A good manager identifies issues before they become big issues. It's like in any kind of workplace, a manager or a good member of staff is trying to forward plan. And we're in a situation here where we have had some injury problems. Every time we think, guys, that we're getting a couple of boys back, we get another 2 injured again. So he's constantly having to think like that. But you guys have always said that he's a proper manager, and that's what all the other fan outlets have been saying as well. And they're not wrong. This guy commands a level of respect, and he demands respect and he demands the best, but he also gives the best, Ox. And look, you saw the way he was celebrating with people at the weekend, and it just makes you feel so warm inside, doesn't it?
Stevie, question you for Fox.
Bush fix, I think another example of that's obviously what you say quite a lot is another clog in the wheel. Is that not right, what you say about us? We're all a big team here, we're all wee cogs in the wheel. I get what, I didn't know what bush fix means. I get what Fox is saying. It's actually wee cute way that Fox has actually put that to us, What other, what else has he got in his locker? I would say his man management is obviously second to none, because no matter what happens, you see him when they come on the park and when they come off the park, he flings an arm around them and he's in their lugs. And the man's passion, and I do think he's always got a plan B. He comes across as a man of a plan A, B, C and D. Basically, he's a good all-rounder for me. What I've seen so far. I mean, what is it, 14 games? He's not been beat.
15, come on.
15 games, there you go, last night. Right? So, for me, he's just He's a good all-rounder. He's got an eye. He loves the game. He takes everything. You know, the passion. He's got passion. We've seen that with the Rangers fans there on Sunday. And I just like the way everything about the big man. You know, he's unreal. I mean, the way he puts his cell out of the press, he does the gear a lot away. He'll no suffer fools gladly, you know. And he's got them believing. He's definitely got this team believing. So he has. So for me, well done to the Fox. Fox has come on there and he's posed a question to us, and it's made me think. You know, Bush Fix, that's an absolute brilliant way. Looking at our team, you're saying, man, there are people trampling like flies. The big man's flinging boys in there that he thinks it's going to fix it. It's put a stopgap in there. And that's a cracking way to put it. And I don't get how Big Al never stuck in at school. How would he know what Bush Fix is?
Big Al's a mechanic, mate, I think, and I think he would know how to bush fix. The other thing about it is it's when things break down, mate, you take apart, as in a player that wouldn't normally fit into a machine, but you fashion a way of fixing it, that it does work, and that's what I mean by bush fix, mate, you know. Yeah. And I think that's what I've watched him doing. We wonder why there's 4 and 5 changes a game. Maybe to get one in, to fix one position, he's got to alter the team in 2 or 3 positions to make it work. And it is working, as his results are proving.
Brisman?
Well, Mr. Clement has came across as a fabulous addition to the radio staff. And what a leader. To me, the guy is an absolute leader. It's just as Fox said there. Sometimes you need to make three moves to get one to work, and sometimes it's got to be like that. And when you put it as simple as these words, most people can understand it. You know, you take 2 people out and you stick another one in here, and all of a sudden things starts to tick again where it wasn't working. But it's not because about all these people you've on are brilliant. It's just together it's worked. And it's just, I think the manager we've got now is really, I've taken a shine to him, that's for sure. I think he's absolutely wonderful. I hope nothing ever happens to him. I hope he sticks with the Rangers forever and keeps us going and improves us all the way, because he's got a lot of folk I've heard talking about him. He's got something about him. He's got stature, both in physical height and stature of character. He's got it there, and people in this country are starting to look at him that way. And there's nobody making fool of him. No, they're not trying to belittle him in any way, shape, or form, because they know he maybe stick one on him. Well, for all we know, but that's not the type of manager he is. And he's a man that does his stuff. You see him at the side of the pitch, and he's shouting and bawling and getting in there and supporting the players. And if what he does, this term bush fix, if he does a bush fix every week, and so I'll be very, very happy. Very happy.
There'll be a banner now, the bush fix loyal.
The only thing about a bush fix is eventually it'll break down until you get the new parts. So as long as you can keep it going until the transfer window opens, I'll be a happy man.
There you go.
Good point, Fox. I mean, it'll also be interesting to see what his recruitment is. I mean, I'm not putting 2 together. If he signed a centre forward, that's his priority. It might just be who's available. But if you said that his first half a dozen signings over the maybe January and the summer would say that that's the positions we need strengthened in, it's really going to be interesting, Fox.
Without a doubt, mate. January's probably the right time to make a complete overhaul of the squad, but maybe we only need a couple of players in to make the rest work even better than it's working at the moment.
Another bush fix.
No, that'll be the start to the full repair bridge. That'll be when you're making the engine really run.
Aye, the boys that have been push fixed get kicked out and the new park is in. Is that what you're saying, Fox?
As indeed.
Great point, mate. Great point. What have you made in the last 6 days, Fox? I know people haven't heard for you and they're always dying to hear for you. What have you made in the last 6 days?
I think it's been glorious, mate. People always say it's a week in football, everything changes, and that week just absolutely proved that to be true. When we were looking as though we were down and out there, Celtic fans were up. Oh, it's comfortable, it's comfortable. Who's panicking now? It's certainly no us.
Stevie?
When I was a lad, I loved Rangers. Oh, a band Fox is getting us all wound up here. Come on, the teddy bears. Oh, absolutely. And we're coming for them, man. Honestly, they're worried. They're worried. I mean, Boone Santa, come on, man. They're absolutely an all-time low.
Disgraceful.
Aye, absolute disgraceful. St Nicholas Day, you know, and they're booed St Nick. It's unbelievable how they turn. But anyway, listen, the Bears are coming for them. We've got a bit of momentum. We're starting to breed confidence. We've got Super Jack Butland in goal, and James Henry Tavernier. They two boys alone, eh? Come on, man. Just think when Big Phil gets a couple of Bob troops, what he could do. Bush fix, man. Bush fix. Here we go. We are the loyal. The Bush fix loyal.
Juicy.
Well said, Stevie. Well said.
Might not even need too much money in January, Ox, because he might just look at a couple of quality loan signings. That's a real Bush fix, isn't it, Fox? But that might be just what we need. We've got a striker in Roof who's only good to play really a few minutes here or there. We know what he's capable of doing. We also know he's made out of glass. And unfortunately, Danilo's out for it could be the whole season, couldn't it? Before he's really back playing to his best again. So we need some kind of forward players to help with this title run, cup run, and European run. It doesn't necessarily have to be a full purchase. There could be a top player at a club that's in need of game time, and that would be fine. But when he does have a few quid, Stevie's right. It'd be really good to see what he can bring in, and it won't just be a fixer-upper. Then it'll be a quality signing that we can all enjoy and get excited about.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Bridgman?
Yeah, the one I think of our manager makes me think about him is a young lad, Rashkan, and he's had a terrible injury. Whether he'll ever get back this season or no, I don't know. I'd like to see how our manager obviously works him and sees it, because he's a smashing player. He just needs he needs a position, a place to play, and he'll be a great player for us, I think. And the manager might just find that place for him and get him going. I don't know, as I say, I don't know how long he's going to be injured, whether he's due to come back in January or this whole season. I don't know. But I just think our manager, I think he would look forward to working with him. Another Belgian, let's get in there and see what he can do. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. We've got a lot of good players that are injured. You know that. And I don't know. I don't want to say Bush fix again, but it might be somewhere along the line we have to do another Bush fix.
Fox, this push fix, are you saying that some of the fixes are when some of the guys come back for injury? Are they still in the push fix mode?
No. I mean, it's a hard term to explain, but I've watched it in documentaries where, see when a part breaks down, if you take a part like Raskin out your side, mate, what they do is they go to the scrapyard and take another part for another machine and somehow fashion it to work. And that's what he's done in the middle of the park. He's brought in the boy, it's the fullback, and made him a sort of bush fix in the middle of the park to cover for Raskin. and it's worked for him again. But you need a good ability to know what players are capable. You put them into that position. I'd said often that to shove Tav into the midfield and let Sterling go to the full-back position, but he done it the opposite way round, and his wide worked and probably mine's wouldn't have. You know, that's the ability he's got.
Well, maybe so. I think what he's got is, my initial thoughts are that he's all in. You can tell that he's just an Ararat, and he admits that. And he's also looking at other teams, so he's really meticulous. Yeah, that's always the way he talks. Then he's got a personality it comes across that he's a natural leader. Strange as it is, he ain't a follower, he's a leader. So that's another tick in the box. And then you've got, compared to my previous manager, he's got nearly 50 international caps for a decent country. It was another big tick in the box when he's talking to top pros earning millions of pounds. You know, where you're like, I know that's not the case for everybody, and you can put up an example, Klopp and etc. have been really successful and never really became top players. I get that, understand that, but I'm talking about in general. So that's a lot of ticks. Then you get that when the game's on, Stevie, he's fighting your corner and he's in people's ears and he's pointing out things to the referees, things we've not seen before, but it's all part of the game. And we've watched and witnessed the teams against us, and we've tried to play with a square map. Well, he's all in, and he's going to fight and scratch and help while the game's taking place. But as soon as that final whistle goes, he's a gentleman with everybody. Stevie?
100%. He's always telling you he's wanting people to be part of his story. Now, there's chapters in every story, and this is where his man management must come in. You know, he's got these players believing that the same players were on their hands and knees. He's got them up, and he's not just got them up, he's got them fighting. And he's not just got them fighting, he's got them fighting as a team. And this is what the guy's got in his locker. He's got an a plan A, B, C, and D. You're getting into war with a big, and he's got a battle well thought out. But Fox and I has put that out excellent. Absolutely excellent what he's put out there. And you can see what Fox is talking about. He's doing it now with the team, isn't he? There's guys dropping out and he's putting boys in. And as Fox would put it, spare parts until we get all that January, we get the real deal in it, we get the Rolls Royce engine parts back. You know, this is what we've got to look forward to. It's brilliant the way Fox has put that in.
As the point you're making, Fox, is like, obviously, Southside couldn't make it tonight, so we let Stevie come on. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Listen, that's exact. I get it. I'm Wiggy's now 110%. I'll tell you right now. I was in Baghdad when he was his dad's bag. That's it. That's a good way of putting it.
Aye, I get it.
The whole thing I was trying to make a point at all was Lammers. We, as I said earlier, we don't know what he does for the team because we don't understand why he keeps playing him. But he must have a reason for him being there. And he keeps him on the park for long lengths at a time. We think he's doing nothing. But when he comes off the park and he has his manager's reaction after the game, he praises him. So we don't see what he actually does. And all I can think is he maybe he makes defenders cover him. That's his full contribution that I see. But
I don't know.
you know what I mean, don't you?
Oh,
and Dessers was a bush fix for Danilo until he was fit, and then he got injured and Dessers had to come back in, and now he's got Dessers helping the machine run. So that's what I like about him.
I just think Lammers is the invisible man, mate. You know, when you watch, he just disappears. But maybe he's working hard and he's making runs. don't always see it.
But you've also heard Connor Goldson say that as well. He picks him out sometimes in games and praises him that he done well up front, along with Essers. But we don't see it. But obviously, the players in the team knows what he contributes.
Aye, maybe it's a different game when you play it. Juicy.
Well, wouldn't we just love to have a fully fit squad, Ox, and then we wouldn't be worrying about such things?
Anyway, I'm away back to twiddle my knobs. Catch you later.
He's away back to push fix.
Oh. There I was thinking I was going down to HR in the morning. He says that.
You're only marked down for 4 visits tomorrow. You're doing well tonight.
Oh, I know, man. Oh, the amount of times I've had my collar felt after shows has been unreal. I'm glad he let me off. He's let me off a hook tonight. Oh, Fox.
I get the point he's making. You know, and what'll be interesting to see when he gets all his players fit and he gets his own players, how good we could get, Stevie.
Aye, it was a brilliant way he's put that tonight to us all. And I think you're correct, but when you talk about Lammers, there's just some parts of an engine you can't get going. And I really get, and I like the way Fox has put that on there tonight. It made me stop and think, right, what's he meaning by that? You know, and I didn't know the meaning of that push fix. And now I do know. But listen, you're totally right when it regarding the boy Lammers. They're just we get everybody's got a role to play in the team, and we don't see what goes on and all the rest of it. But listen, I've been going to see Rangers for a young boy, and guys like Bridge have been gone double the times that I have. You know when you've got a player. Yeah, let's be honest, and I just can't see what the boy Lammers, what part of the engine Lammers is. I can't fathom that push fix bit out there by Lammers. But what a brilliant way Fox done that tonight. It made us all stop and think, didn't he? Big Al be rubbing his hands. Oh, me and Fox are pals. Aye, Big Al's the only one that will know what I'm talking about. What the bush tucker man.
Aye, it must have been something for the Outback he was watching, you know what I mean?
Well, at Brokeback Mountain.
Brilliant.
Right, listen, good analogy for the Fox here. Listen, well, we're moving into a real interesting few days of the season, Juicy. You know, 2 games that we should win in paper, then we've got a big game coming up. But first of all, before the big game, you have to take care of these 2 games. 6 out of 6 is a requisite for me for these 2 games. Juicy?
I want 9 out of 9, my friend. But it starts with
the third one first.
It starts with Motherwell, and as I was saying earlier about St Johnstone, it's another team of hammer throwers. Their form isn't great in the league at the moment, but they lead with the elbow. It's physical. You know you've been in a match with them, even if you end up winning comfortably. You know, there'll be low blocks all over the place, and we're going to have to try and break them down to try and, as always, get the early goal and try and simplify it a little bit so it doesn't become a war of attrition. And then we've got, let's see, another game, home match before the big one away. But all of them are big, because if you drop points in one, you know, suddenly the old firm it's not there for the taking as much as you would want it to be in terms of the points on offer. So we have to do the business in these two little hors d'oeuvres first, Ox, and we know we're capable. But can we do it without Big John? Someone else is going to have to step up. It's going to have to be Sterling and Dow. We didn't look too bad the other day. I think some people were a bit critical, but the first time the guys played for us in a long, long time, Ox. So we've got to run with what we've got.
Yeah, you don't know. Siriantis will be back. Listen, Juicy, great to have you back on tonight. I know you had some business you had to attend to, but What was your last words before we go to the bridge and Stevie?
Well, thanks for having me on, guys. Yeah, sorry I had to pick the family up earlier, but it's a really, really good time for us at the moment. As Bridge says, we've always got to get behind them, no matter how they're doing. But we got to celebrate the good times as well, because right now we are living through some quality times, even though we've got injuries and things. So keep pushing this, boys. Let's get through this month with max points, and it's going to be a beautiful thing. Good night.
Next time, just tell them to get a taxi, get a receipt, and get a bridge. I'm not saying you'll get any money back, but just get a receipt to bridge. That's all shit. Right, great to hear from you, Juicy. Big Stevie.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic night. Any night we talk about our club, and we're on a wee high there now, aren't we? We're really gunning for this other mob now. Brilliant being on with Juicy and Bridge. It was good to hear from Joanna, and I must admit, the star of the show tonight was a Fox. He's no cult of Fox for nothing, is he? I like the way you put that. I like that. I really do like the way Bush Fix. We are the Bush Fix loyal. That's the quote of quotes tonight. And thanks for having me on tonight, Fox. And I'd just like to say to the Rangers fans, just let's keep going. We're galvanised now. The players and the fans galvanised together on Sunday in Hampden and then back to Edmiston House. It was an absolutely brilliant day. Last night, professional job, 2 goals for, none against, 3 points, and the machine's rolling on. Big Phil, I salute you, sir, and you've got my back 110% along with James Tavernier. First time I apologised in years. There you go. And let's see where it takes us.
Listen, Stevie will not be on again to after Santa comes. So remember, Santa's not for everybody, Stevie.
What a shocker. What a shocker.
Right, over to the bridge.
Oh, Oxford, what a cracking night. Brilliant discussions tonight. Really good topics. Quite serious stuff too for some of them. Can I just say to Big Stevie, thanks for carrying me through it, Stevie. And of course, Juicy, well done, pal. Thank you. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, please, this is your team, my club, your club, our players, every single one is. Keep it going for the Rangers, because we've got two huge games to go and then a massive game. So this next one, biggest game of the season. Everybody keep it going for the Rangers, because they really need us. Keep it going.
Can I just thank Joanna, who came on and joined us earlier. Of course, Juicy Bear, who's supported us tonight. It was great to hear Juicy back on the show as always. So I had to pop out personal reasons. That's okay. It was great to hear for the Fox. Always great to hear for the Fox. I think we should have Fox on more often if it was down to me. Always a pleasure to be on with Bridgeman. And of course, the legend is Big Stevie for the drum. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers. And remember, as a phone-in show, take it away, old school bloke.